Hi guys, this is probably one of my favorite lessons of chapter 5, synthetic division. I think it's super easy. So what we do is you're basically dividing by the 0. So think about what's the 0 of this, okay? And let me clarify, you can only use synthetic division if you're dividing by a linear term. So the degree has to be 1 here. Otherwise, it won't work. Okay, and the leading coefficient of what you're dividing by, this has to be 1. Otherwise, you can't do it. Can't divide using synthetic. If it read like 3x plus 2. Can't do that. So what's the 0 here? Well, that'd be x equals -2. So what we do is we draw a half box is what I call this. We put -2 here, and then we put the coefficients, and make sure you're not missing any terms. So what I mean is we have an x cubed, an x squared, an x, and then a constant. It all goes in order, nothing's missing. So then what's the coefficients? We got 7, 6, -12, and 8. And we leave a little space, and what we do is we drop down the first term, and then we multiply. Okay, so 1, divide by the 0, two, list coefficients, drop down the first term. And then we multiply first term and what we divide by. So, -2 times 7, -14. Add, and then we just repeat. So keep doing this until there's no terms left. So we're going to add here, well, that'd be -8. And then we multiply again. -2 times -8 is 16. And then you add, that would be 4. Okay, -2 times 4 would be -8. Okay, this crop cancels out, right? This is going to be 0. So this is, the last number is a remainder, if you have one. Okay, so then decrease your coefficient. So we had an x cubed divided by x. Well, that's going to give you an x squared. So this would be x squared minus 8x plus 4. So rewrite with variables. First variable is 1 degree less. Than in the original problem. So there's synthetic division. Let's look at another example. Divide by the 0, that'd be r equals 10, right? Put 10 in the half box, then we got 1, -9, -16, and 60. Leave a little space, drop down the first number, 10 times 1, 10, -9 plus 10 is 1, 1 times 10 is 10, -16 plus 10 is -6, Okay, 10 times negative 6 is negative 60, and our remainder is 0. So then, we start with an r cubed divided by r, that's an r squared. So we get 1r squared plus r minus 6. That's our final answer. Okay, the next one, divide by the 0, a equals negative 6. Write down our coefficients. Drop down the first term. Multiply, add. That's a pattern, guys. Okay, here we have a remainder. When you have a remainder, you just put it over what you divide by. So this is a squared minus 7a minus 5 plus 2 over a plus 6. Okay, the next one. What's the 0? 0 is 9. Okay, if you want to, pause the video, see if you get the same answer I do. Multiply, add. 9 times negative 4, negative 36. That would be 6. 9 times 6 is 54. And that would be a negative 4 as a remainder. So this is going to be 10n squared minus 4n plus 6 minus 4 over n minus 9. Okay, this one, you're missing a term. You're missing a b term. So what you do, same concept. When missing a term, put a 0 in place. So here we got 1, 8, 0 goes here because we're missing a b term, and then 1. Drop down the first number, and then add. Multiply, well that's going to be 0, 0, 0. Add, our remainder is 1. So we start with a b cubed, divide by b, so that's first term's got to be b squared. So b squared plus, this would have been 0b, plus 0, plus 1 over b plus 8, which we can get rid of all the zeros. Please don't leave all the zeros. We're in algebra 1, or algebra 2. We should know not to leave zeros. There's our final answer. Okay, again, pause the video, see if you can do this one. You're missing a term. Drop down the first number, multiply, and we add. And this is going to get really messy. What is negative 14 times 7? I forget what that is. Okay. 98. Whew. I think I just made this one up. This must have been one of my made up problems. most definitely. So then this would have been x squared minus 14x plus 98 all over 693 over x plus 7. Ooh, that's a little yucky. But you guys get the concept. So that's synthetic division.